What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a good Friday. Hope you have a great weekend. Back with a fantasy booking show. Check out my playlist of fantasy booking shows from the end of 2015, 2016, and some 2017 fantasy booking shows. This fantasy booking, I can't speak. Anyways, this fantasy booking show is me fantasy booking WWE Payback. Raw pay-per-view is next Sunday, I believe. So this is fantasy booking Raw's Payback. Now, I'll discuss some of these matches are, some of these guys, or at least one of them's injured, but I still got the match down. Because it's a fantasy booking show, so I can use talent that is injured because it's my show. So here we go. It's up first. We got it's not for the U.S. title because I don't want a title match when this match is a loser leaves WWE match. Loser leaves WWE. Not just leaves Raw or SmackDown. The loser must leave WWE, and they could come back in 1 or 2 years. Doesn't really matter. They've done loser leaves WWE matches, retirement matches before, and the wrestlers that always lose them usually come back anyways. So up first, Kevin Owens taking on Chris Jericho. They've been in a heated feud and rivalry. Kevin Owens, Jericho, loser leaves WWE match because WWE is not big enough for the both of them. I got Kevin Owens winning, defeating Y2J Chris Jericho. Up next, and Kevin Owens is on SmackDown, but he is coming to Payback just to face Jericho in this special loser leaves WWE match. So Jericho loses. He could go away for 1 or 2 years, and if he wants to, he could return. Make a surprise return. Up next, a tag team match for the number one contendership. Number one contender match for the tag team titles on Raw. The Revival. Yes, I know Dash Wilder is injured. The guy shattered his jaw, sadly. The Revival I still got booked because it's fantasy booking, people. It's not the real show. Obviously, he can't be on the real shows. But the Revival, I still got the Revival in a number one contender match for the Raw Tag Team titles. A Revival taking on Anderson and Gallows. Now, if this was on the real Payback, it would be damn entertaining. Both of these teams are great. They're both fantastic tag teams. I got the Revival winning. The Revival wins and are the new number one contenders. Even though, sadly, Dash Wilder's injured. But again, it's fantasy booking, so I can use any talents I want to, injured or not. Up next, the Intercontinental Championship, which is now on Raw. The Intercontinental title, Dean Ambrose is the champion. I got him defending. This will be the main event because the Universal Championship, Brock Lesnar, I do not have him booked on this show. I didn't want to book him, and I couldn't think of a match to put Brock in to defend the Universal title. I wasn't going to have Brock take on Braun at Payback in this fantasy booking show because that would be way too soon. I would save Brock, personally, I would save Brock versus Braun for SummerSlam 2017 for the Universal title. And I would be pretty happy. I would actually probably put Braun over Brock as of right now. I'd put Braun over Brock and have Braun become the new Universal Champion. But that's down the road for SummerSlam. So Intercontinental Championship, it's the main event. It's Dean Ambrose defending the Intercontinental title against Braun Strowman. They're building up Braun like a monster, and I love it. I love how they're building him up. It's fantastic. It's great. It's a really good idea to build up Braun as a monster heel. Even though he's cheered a lot, he's still a heel. So Dean Ambrose defends against Braun Strowman in the main event. No Roman Reigns. Reigns will not be appearing at this Payback fantasy booking show. No Roman Reigns in a match. No running from Reigns to attack Braun because he was just taken out by Braun. And he's still out, in my opinion. He was taken out by Braun 2 weeks ago, so in my opinion, he shouldn't be ready for Payback. The real Payback. He shouldn't be ready to return that quick after he's beaten down and tipped over, thrown over in an ambulance. Even though obviously he got out of the ambulance before he was tipped over. So I got Braun Strowman winning. Braun Strowman wins, becomes a new Intercontinental Champion is Braun Strowman. I would love for him to win the Intercontinental title before he wins a world title. I'd like to have him win the Intercontinental title. That's why I put him over Dean Ambrose. Up next, the Hardys. The Hardys are back, and they're on Payback. They're on my fantasy booking of Payback. The Hardys defending the Raw Tag Team titles against Cesaro and Sheamus. I got the Hardys winning and retaining. So Sheamus and Cesaro, after they lose, they are deleted as a team. Now the Cruiserweight Championship. Neville defending the Cruiserweight title against Austin Aries. I got Neville winning and retaining. Now Finn Balor in action at this fantasy booking of Payback. Finn Balor taking on a Cruiserweight. Tony Nese. I like Tony Nese. Guy's a great talent. So Finn Balor against Tony Nese. I got Finn Balor, obviously. Finn Balor wins and goes over at Payback. It's his first pay-per-view back since SummerSlam 2016. So Finn Balor wins, defeats Tony Nese. The final match, even though it's not the main event, I told you Ambrose versus Braun was the main event, but the final match I got down is Big Show. It's a kickoff show match. A Big Show on the kickoff taking on Kurt Hawkins. Big Show obviously wins, defeats Kurt Hawkins in about a minute. So there it is. This was my fantasy booking of Raw's Payback. Hope you enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter at WWE NXT Guy. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Have a good weekend, everybody. Hope you enjoy my fantasy booking of Payback. This is all I could come up with. Not that many exciting matches, but that's all I could come up with. So bye for now, everybody.